Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'd like to show you how I made this basket. I call it the Molly basket because I made several of these for my granddaughter's 7th birthday party a few years back. And I put all the children's names on them, so the name Molly basket has stuck. Cardstock you're going to need, I'm using Real Red and this piece measures 6 by 6. You can use any size paper you like as long as it's square, and also this is divisible by 3, so you could do 7.5 by 7.5, you could do 9 by 9, 12 by 12. The other pieces of cardstock you'll need is a piece so that you can punch out 4 of the bows. You need a piece that's 3¼ inches by 6.5. You need DSP. I've used Stacked with Love. That measures 3¼ by 6.5. And you'll also need 8 or 9 squares, your choice, of 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. So the first thing we need to do, the basket is probably one of the easiest ones going, and I'm going to score it at 2 inches and 4 inches. If you did 9 by 9, you'd want to score at 3 and 6. If you were doing 7.5, you'd want to score at 2.5 and 5. So that's 2, 4, turn it to 4. Then the cutting you need to do is on one side you need to cut up on that score line there and one on that score line there. I hope you can see that, and on the opposite side as well. So let me show you that first. So up to the first score line there, the next one, up to that score line, then turn it round so you're opposite the side that you've cut, so you've got that side and this side, then cut there. Now before we fold it, we're going to adhere on our pieces of cardstock, DSP, and it is much easier if you choose a design that it doesn't matter which way it goes. Anything that is definitely directional, you will finish up with pieces that are slightly off at an angle. So what I'm doing, I'm just making sure my stripes are going in the same direction. Because I had an extra piece left over, I'm going to put one on the base, but you really don't need to do that one. But that's all going in the same direction. So I'm going to adhere all of these pieces on. In fact, I'm going to get a piece of scrap paper just in case I get any on my work surface. I don't want my actual basket sticking to this. And it would help if I opened up the flap off of the SNAIL. Just pop that into the centre, and then do likewise with the others. as I did finish up with the extra piece, I might as well put it on the base of the box. Which is that square there. And you could also round some of these corners, but I decided not to. Okay, so that's all of those stuck on. So what I'll do now is to fold. Oh, does that look very crooked to you? Oh, it does. Just straighten that up a bit. That looks better. Now I'm just going to fold and burnish my edges on all the crease lines. Just make sure that they do line up in the direction they should be going. You don't want them going wonky. So that's one side. That one really wanted to go wonky. Really had a mind of its own. Look at it. All those done that side, and then we've just got 2 folds on this side to do as well. That's right. Okay. So all we need to do is to fold the box up like this to get our shape. You could put your these corners, you could put on the outside, you could put them on the inside. I prefer them on the inside, I just think that looks a lot tidier. So to adhere these down, if you use wet glue, Tombow, and just do on that line like that, and that line like that, and which is the other piece I need to do. Just a little piece on this triangle here, and this triangle here. Okay, so bring that up like that, and then that, and I do it so that the diamond bit meets up at the bottom there. You see that? That's better, yes. Let me just move that bit off. I got some glue on there. I'll leave that to dry, and then I'll use the adhesive rubber to remove that, and then do the other one. So open it up so that meets there. Okay, so that's the basket. Now to do the strap, what I did on this one, I used the heart punch, and I just did, oops, sorry, I did 4, 4 and 4, but then when I tried it again, I did something else. Now whether I can repeat this or not, I don't know. It's a bit involved, but I thought the end result was well worth it. What you need is to get yourself a sharp pencil and a ruler. And if you take this 3/4 of an inch piece and measure on this side here, let me read what I've done here, 1/8 of an inch in, so that's 1/8 of an inch, and then on the other end it's 1 1/8, so that's, move it along, 1 1/8, and then turn it around and mark it opposite. So that's 1 1/8, and then 1/8 of an inch up this side. You might think that you can't be bothered with faffing around like this, which I could understand, but I was quite pleased with the end result, which I haven't shown you yet. Right, now what I did was that's right, with the pencil mark at this end here, which is the 1/8, it's lining up with the edge of this here. Let's use my pencil. Okay, so that pencil mark is lining up with the edge here, and this pencil mark is lining up with that edge there. Now this is very, very close to the point of finish up with a little bit broken. So what I'm going to do, punch down like that, move it along, line it up. See, it does get broken, although that has broken more than my last ones did. So line that up, punch it. Line it up and punch it. Now, when I turned it around, I made the pencil mark on that side there, that one there, line up with this edge, and the pencil mark there, lined it up with that edge. Now what should happen is I should finish up looking like butterflies. There we go. You see that? I will show you in fact, let me show you on there. Okay, finishes up looking like butterflies, which I thought was quite good. As I say, if you decided you didn't want to do something as oh dear, that one was far too close. I think maybe my measurements must be out a bit too much on that. But I will show you one that I've done earlier. There we go. Put those in the basket over there. Okay, so here is one that I made earlier, and then I adhered it to my sheet here, which I would still use this because when you put it onto your basket it will fit okay. And I'm going to do it so that you can see what I mean. Okay, so again, Tombow glue, little strip all the way down the side, a little strip all the way down here, and then across each piece. That one's already been done, so that's okay. Let's move that away again. And very carefully line this up onto the real red piece strip, which is also 3/4 of an inch, and then that needs to be cut off. I'll give that a little while to dry so that I can use my eraser on that to remove my pencil marks. But I thought that was really quite nice, the butterflies, and I'm going to put some pearls in the middle for their bodies. As I say, it's quite a bit of faffing around and you may decide you don't want to do it. Now, to adhere this onto the basket, it's going to be stuck just there. Now the reason why I say, where's the one that I've just done, which I said was a bit severe, the reason that this could still be used is because that's going to go on there, and then there's going to be a bow across here, so you're not actually going to see that bit. Okay, but I can't use that one to prove my point because it's too wet and I don't want to chance using the eraser on it in case I spoil it. And then just a couple of gentle bends on this just to help it curve. And then I'm going to put a little bit of wet glue just on these little triangles here. I'm just making sure that this is being centered in between these two. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. And get it centered up again. There we go, so that's the basket. All I need to do now is to make the bows, and I'm using the bow punch, and you need to punch out 2 of these. And there are 2 ways you can put these bows together. I prefer the one where I have the tails coming down. You can put it so that these go underneath and come out sideways. Not my favourite way though. And then just give these a little bit of a curl. And it's easiest if you put these together using glue dots. I'm still going to curl this. It just seems to give it a nice finishing touch, even though it's going to be more or less flat against the box. And then you only need 1 of these, and this really does need to be curled quite well. Now, what I found easiest is if I use one of our blender pens, one of these, it helps to keep the folded part of the bow nicely shaped. So I take both bow pieces and put a glue dot on one end, and then using this, put this around and adhere those 2. Okay, and then I can slide that off. If you find that you've done your glue dots a bit too tight to each against it, too short, just take the top off the pen and it will slide off easily. Okay, and then put another glue dot on the bottom, so that will stick to that one. And then take one of the straight pieces and I put a glue dot either end. This can be a little bit fiddly, but it's certainly well worth the effort. And then I fold it so that it's halfway across. Whoops, stuck to my finger. And then I fold one round, and then be careful that where you push them, they can go wonky like that one just did. Okay, so that's all nicely like that. And then on the back of that, put 2 more, and I do it so that it is holding together those 2 bits. And then I'm going to put on my tails. Okay, this is how you could do it if you wanted. So you've got the tails coming out like that, but I prefer them coming down this way. If you find that where you've put your glue dots for this bit, they're not holding, just put another one on here. So then once you've done that, just put another 2 on the back, side by side, and then just pop that on there. You do have a little bit of legroom if you want to move your tails out slightly, because they're glue dots, you've got a little bit of time to get that sorted. And I'm not going to make you watch another one, so here's one that I made earlier. Just put a couple of glue dots on the back of that one. You see how this would cover up any like this one here, if that was on there, this would be covered up so you wouldn't see. Unfortunately, I did have a look at it to see if I could make this strip, the DSP, longer, but I can't. That is the actual length in the pad. So there we go. There's the basket. So all you need to do then is to put a little bit of crinkled paper in here. Put your goodies in there. I got Hershey's Kisses. I know that I've missed Mother's Day over here. In fact, it is Mother's Day today. But I know it hasn't been Mother's Day yet in Australia. So it's in time for my Australian friends. There we go. I hope you like it, and I hope you give it a try. Many thanks for watching my video. If you have any questions, please contact me because I will be pleased to help you. If you've enjoyed my video, please subscribe to my channel by clicking on the subscribe button either on your top right hand side or just underneath the video. If you'd like to buy any of the products that I've shown you today, please click on the link below, which will take you straight to my Shop Now button. And many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.